A great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome you to 62 edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, as you can see on the screen, I've given us what is happening in the market, but we want to look at the global market before we come back to our own market. As we speak now, global markets are starting on a positive note. That's why the missed trend and the concern for economic recession and depression. USA market, US market indices are in green as we speak now. Most of them are open positively in green. As oil prices have rebounded toward to trade above $115 at international market as we speak at this hour. Tells you these are the forces that are driving the market up and down. On the news that China has signaled a kind of an end to lockdown in some provinces where COVID-19 resurfaced before now. Tells you these are the things that are driving the market. Also, don't forget that the EU ban on Russia oil is still there. These are the factors that I see that driving the global market up and down direction. In combination with the interest rate hike and the rising inflation. These are the things that are shaping the market over there. That is why I see today, I call it a seesaw movement. You come down to the next day, they go up. But this also guided. That is why I said anywhere you are in the market, you have to use your stop loss to stay ahead of the market. These are the factors that are influencing the global market as we speak. But if we come back home now, I'll tell you that the April inflation figure that was released yesterday that hit about 16.82% from 15.92 in March. Tells you that this is a kind of for me so the significant change in price. That is the implication of this figure. That means within short time we have seen the impact of high cost of this one. Others impacting cost of things in the market, especially transportation, and don't forget that insecurity is here and there. These farmers are not having access to farm, and knowing that the inflation basket is more of what food items and all those stuff. For me, that's why we are seeing this kind of inflation. But nevertheless, but the point is that it coincides, that's coincide with the profit taking in the face of mis-sentiment. I will tell you, I think the market is somehow in the last 2 days. When I said something on the program yesterday, if you can remember that the all-share index has formed a kind of a terry top, saying that it's a sign of correction. But market has been on a kind of on a execution space for almost 30 days now. With yesterday, but market has not really enter a decline stage. Even as we see this morning, we're seeing a marginal decline too at this hour. But that should not also send panic to us. Our eyes is still strong in the market to see exactly what is happening. Once that is done, you know exactly what to do. But I like to say, don't forget to take your profit and when you apply your surplus and your and take away emotion from your investment decision. Since you are using your stop loss at any time, your entering and your exit strategy will also guide you why your profit target once achieved. Because as you are entering stock, you have set your profit target, you have set your entry exit, your entry position chart, you have set also your entry, all these exit position. These are all you need to do when you are trading this kind of market. Yes, with the consumer price index, hitting a 8 months high, it is expected that this kind of high interest rate should kind of push funds into the equity space, as we speak. Plus players in the market, both in the fixed income market and others, also take look equity as well to edge against what inflation. That's why this morning, even I expect that with the PFPs or the stronger players in the market, the smart money, analyzing the inflation figure ahead of MPC meeting, there might be kind of a mixed trend between now and that next week, Monday, Tuesday, until after the MPC meeting. If rate is retained, for me, that would be good because from what we are seeing now, I'll tell you that the Japan has showed a kind of a sign that we must not follow the trend of other global central banks because they too, even as inflations of different climate has gone high, hitting an all-time high. This environment or this client are still kind of giving a stimulus to make sure that the economy stabilize and all those stuff. not in the midst of this happening in China and in Russia and Ukraine, prices of commodity are high. They are still, that means they want stability in their economy. And this is what I'm also thinking that, yes, remember in this part of the world, when inflation hit around even 18.20 at the same time in the same 2021 our MPR is still 11.5, and even since 2020 when September went to that, it was adjusted down to that level. It has not even be adjusted up, even when inflation got as high even 18.4 something 48, then the highest it was not adjusted. That means I'm saying that the next MPC meeting, this figure and the recovering of the economy, we don't know what they want to take as priority. Is it to kind of deflate the kind of this slow recovery that we're having in the economy? Yes, we're seeing improvement. I don't want to kind of deflate with the increasing rate and then cost of fund go up, and people are unable to access fund, then start laying off in this environment. I think the MPC meeting, all the committee members has a lot to do to think this period. If okay, we can allow interest rate things to run. Are we going to have our economy expanding? Where we can engage more people? These are the things we expect that to play out at this period. That's why the next MPC meeting is very, very crucial. Seeing that inflation has moved above 16 to 16.82, what would it still be coming from them at the end of the day? But I see that even when they want to kind of adjust at all, but from what I'm seeing, it should not adjust, because let's wait to see enter the cross to the second half of the year, where after the primaries of this the political parties, and they start pumping funds into the economy, we expect this also to kind of increase the liquidity in the system, that okay they can control with inflation. But as far as the economy is still on the recovering path, high cost of debt, if you increase interest rate where cost of diesel all are high, what are you doing? That kind of already there's cost push in the system. If you increase rate, another one, that's another cost push from what, for source or from the angle of a fund, that will complicate issue, and that also will cause higher inflation, because you can't be producing something at high cost. You want to leave it at the market. You want to push it to the market at the same time. These are what we are just saying at this hour. That's why, for me, let's see how it play out. But I believe that as the interpreted economic data from Bureau of Statistics, and also ahead of the MPC meeting, we're going to see market oscillating, but that should not panic every one of us. But before we go into the chart, I want to quickly look at the state of the market. Then we'll not enter the chart. Then we can now discuss. I want us to share a new indicator that we can also be using. Because a lot of momentum indicators are there in the market. The one that can really help you also to catch your signals, sell or buy signal easily. We want to share them. But I always tell you that if you want kind of a toolbox, Investdata has what we call it Investdata technical toolbox, that will help you to analyze all these momentum indicators. Get it, order for it, so that it's going to but today we're going to discuss one in the course of our class today. But let's look at the state of the market. As we speak now, market is marginally down, very, very slight. Around the market is doing around as we speak now, market is trading around 50 50 52,940 point okay, 140 point. That's what the market is doing at this hour. Just slightly down, around about 2 point something point, less than 0.001. For me, let's watch and see where it's going before they finish the training and go to market entry. But at this hour, this is the state of the market. For market news now, just few in the market. My Comadeco notified the market of the AGM slated to hold on the June 2nd, 2022. That is the market news now as we speak in the market. For the state of the market, I'll tell you, market is really in red, because data is a slight decline. The market rate has confirmed that we are seeing more selling position. As we speak now, we have 20 losers against 13 gainers. This is what a negative rate already. Among the losers are also big names. But the one topping the loser chart are GSK, Jaiz Bank, QTs, Flower Mill, and Transcorp. The big names there you can see below have a life of even it was slightly a decline. Seplat and the MTN, losing slightly, and others. Then you see that is why your market is. But we believe that as market goes into, as the afternoon traders comes on board from anywhere, there might be a kind of a reversal. But market is in a mode that is struggling to break out. That means market fuel or gas has finished at this point of 50, 53,100. Since then, market has not able to break that. Try to now also pull back now. That means correction is underway already, but market is still at the strong phase. Once it goes below the 51,900, that is now say this is what another pullback or correction will say. But as we speak now, this is the state of the market in terms of the losers. GSK, Jais, QTs, Flame, and Transcorp are the top losers, while others are Transcorp, others are Steplat and MTN, and others in the on that the chart. But if you go to the flip side, that is the gainers, as to speak. We have Northern Nigeria Flour Mill leading the pack there, followed by MC Nicholas Industry, followed by Royal Exchange Insurance. Champion Brewery is back on the gainer chart this morning. Then Beja Paints is also among the gainers at this hour. But don't forget that there is something that always support the market. Who does say that it's like fuel. I always say that like the aircraft they need gas to move, and that force, what put that force is what in technical analysis called volume. Volume is very important. As to speak now, top trade in terms of volume, GT code is one leading, followed by Transcorp, Sovereign Trust Insurance, Cornerstone Insurance, and UBA. These are the top traders, in terms of volume as we speak at this hour. Then if you want to look at the chart now, we want to look at that, Northern Nigeria Flour Mill, what is happening, can we still take position on that stock? It's very important. We are seeing Better Paint featuring Champion Berry there. Want to look at them. Also go to the losers chart. Let's chart the Flour Mill. Yesterday rebounded after pulling back. The GSK is the strong support level for us to look at to jump in. Then on our chart, MTN and Steplat, we need to look at them. Then finally, look at what is happening in UBA and the what and the GT code. These are the stocks we'll be looking at this morning in terms of our chart. But before we go to the stock and the market, I want to quickly look at what we call a true strength indicator. You can see this indicator there. Normally I only use the MACD here, but I want to also to explain how to use another indicator to help us to catch our sell and buy signal at any given time. This is called true strength indicator. True strength indicator, for me, it's also an oscillating and that oscillating momentum indicator that goes up and down, and is defined as a true strength indicator, which is an oscillator that fluctuates between positive and negative territory. As with many momentum indicators, you understand other momentum indicators, this is the pattern. The the center line you can see here is defines the overall bias in this indicator. That is the where there is strength and when there is no strength, and when there is strength to be on the upside, when there is negative side to be on the downside. These are the things. The bulls have the momentum edge when the true strength indicator is positive, and the bears have the edge when it is what it is negative. This is how it works. And if you are reading your chart, you must know exactly which side is it. Is there a bearish divergence? Is there a bullish divergence? You need to know all this so that you're able to kind of know exactly where to signal a reversal, either up reversal or down reversal. And at any situation, you need to look at, is there a trend line? You need to look at, keep all this in mind when you see that the diversion underway, but always most time don't allow all this divergence to also to mislead you when there is a stronger trend. You need to understand all that, but today we want to discuss this. That's why we're sharing it at this hour. For me, I see that the true trend indicator is somehow unique because it tracks the underlying price and quick well also and other where say indicator can oscillator can capture a sustained move in one direction or the other. That's why you can see this. We have here. We have the red line and we have the blue line. We have the center line. You can see here. Anything above that, I tell you that it's a stronger market. Who are in charge? But once you come under here, you can see both. You can see from this chart and the candlestick here, you can actually see what is happening already here too. So you understand what I'm just saying. We're coming to look at it practically before we go to the market as we speak. That is what we are doing this hour now. No, the peaks and the bottom of the line in the oscillator often match the peak and the bottom in the price movement. That's the price action of the peak and the bottom of these indicators here and up also go with the trend what we are seeing in the candlestick. That's what I mean by that, so that you understand it very clearly. In this regard, chart readers can also draw a what we call trend lines, and also make some some support and resistance levels, so that you can help easily to catch what your entry and your exit really a breakout. And for that is why, as you are, as a chart reader, you must always know how to combine trend line when you draw it on yourself, or you mark also your support and resistance level within within the true strength indicator, and also the index action or price action, to know exactly the support levels and that, so that it will help you to find what a breakout. Lines break when the lines breaks as well as cross each other, it give you a sign, and that sign generates what we call a signal. When it comes up here, it's a signal here. You can see here. When it comes down here, it's a signal. Here you can see all these signal here. That's why they are very important. This has a buy signal here already. You can see it. This is a sell signal here. They are signaling you what to do, but you need to understand how to use them. The money flow remains very important, because it tells you when funds are leaving a particular store, so that you know what is happening, and when funds are entering also. You can see the market now. You can see the market as you go back to the line. You can see the market, the all share index action, or what we call NGS index action. You can see it here. If you are seeing my cursor here, that's like we are forming like a side movement, instead of all this an up movement, and this is a side movement we are seeing now. But in all, you can see that this side movement is still above the C line. But if you come and look at your true strength indicator, you can see that they're always coming down to tell you it's a sign. But still, that is a sign of weakness already. And money flow is also confirming it, looking that fund is leaving the market. And that's why for 2 days now, yesterday market was in red. This morning, as we speak now, market is also in red at this hour. That's why it opened red in the morning and come back before this moment. But now it's in red. You can see here that the market is always also putting down head. That means sellers are having upper hand as we speak. And that is not new or surprise, because market have rallied all this while. Profit taking is part and parcel of the market any day, anytime. It's part of the market dynamics that you need to have in mind. But these are indicators that will guide you when you are using. Like I always say, that once you see that your index action or your price action is above the the T line or trigger line, say that the market is strong. But now they are trending. This is sign. You can look at this point where there was a long consolidation stage from here to here in this chart. You can see what happened. Say that market is weak here, but still it was within there. It didn't go below the 50 mark index. You can see it here. That is it was a strong one. For me, that's what we're seeing here. Before it finally come down, then and now confirm an uptrend and start going up, which is good for the market. For me, it's a good one for the market, so that you're able to know exactly what to do and when to take action and what is happening in the market. As we speak now, market is not looking too good, but this should not panic. But like if you have made profit, this is not time for you to hesitate. Take your profit and look for another position to enter. Yes, let's look at the daily chart now. I want to look at the daily chart and see what is happening on the daily chart. You can see the daily chart. The daily chart is also not looking good. But there's something I observe here now as I open the chart, that is it's trending, still trading on the resting on the top of what the T line. They have not broken down the T line. You can see it here. You can see, and also MACD is also looking down here. I say MACD, sorry, the true strength indicator is looking down here. You can see, but it's not. Can see that this line is not much, but still above the what above the center line, which is that the bull is still in charge as we speak now. That's why it's above it. Once the bar is down here below line, it's bearish situation. You can see it here. The market has been up. The bulls are having upper hand. That's why it's still above what the center line, which is the center line we are seeing here. You can see the center line here. Once above it, there that the bull is in charge. You can see it here. You can see it okay. Slightly. This is slightly below it. You can see very well. Slightly below it. You can see that tells you that something also happened in the market and you should also be very. But if you come and look at your money flow index on our chart, it's turning up gradually to trade above 50, reading 57. It's also a sign. That's why I need to look at the market. But I believe that with the figure on this macroeconomic data that are just released to the market, we should know what to expect, because the big names will be kind of analyzing this data and how to take it, particularly ahead of MPC meeting. That's why we need to also watch very carefully. Yes, as I said, let's look at what is happening in in um, in the shares of Northern Nigeria flour mill. That's the first one today. Let's look at it. Yesterday, the chart was not giving us this. So let's see what happened this morning. Yes, yes, you can see I have it here now. You can see this is a 1 hour chart for Northern Nigeria, flour mill. You can see that the T line, is above the what's it called, the candlestick or the price action is above what the T line. You can see it here, T line here, and MACD is positive and money flow is positive. This on what, on our chart. Let's look at a day chart to give us a big picture, of what is happening. If you look at this picture, you can see that these are two candles, green candles, and they're trading above what, the T line here. And you can see this is strong resistance here. I said it, that it's around 12. Once you break it out, you see, and as to speak now, the market is already around 11.90 there. Once you break out that, a new trend has also commenced immediately for the stock. And it's good, we're expecting their audited account, and they will notify the market that there is the result on or before end of May. And that is part of what you can see that this is green, and we are seeing the volume of the stock is above the average traded volume. That there's demand for the stock. But also the result of this stock will give an insight what we expect to happen in flour mill and the Honeywell. These are related company in terms of wheat. Like I said yesterday, if these companies have done backward integration, we don't expect high cost of wheat, international market as a result of Ukraine war to affect their bottom line for financial year ended March 31st, 2022. If no, they're able to do that, that would have saved them. That was also going to reflect on their bottom line. You can see that the stock is not looking bad for me. It's a good one. Then the next one, let's look at the champion blue, what is happening there. But I'll just give you the chart to see what how is going. Then we champion blue. Then we look at how it's going and look at exactly what is happening there. Then we can now know what to do with the stock. For those that are there, just to give you chart, how the chart look like. Yes, on a day chart, you can see, it's trading slightly above the T line. It was below here. You can see that it went up. That means buyers in this stock push it up. It's got as low below T line, but buyers push the price up here, and that is what you can see. There's a correction. This correction is a lot of profit taking for the past 2 days, Friday and yesterday. You can see it here. But this morning, you can see that it's resisting decline. You can see that it's already forming what we call a hammer, in technical analysis, and that is a sign of reversal. If this is sustained here, when we see a hammer on a downtrend, it's a sign of reversal. You can actually see the what we call the true trend index is also telling you that yes, this stock is coming down. But if it reverse here, or but the stock is still bullish because it's still up, right? So who is still in charge? But we cannot see that weakness has entered because of profit taking. But with this today activities at this hour, we expect the stock also to rebound with this formulation. And also you can see the money flow. It's not looking down attractively. Try to also on a day chart to look up slightly. But let's go to 1 hour chart to look at what is happening in the stock. That will give us a clear indication. Yes, it's slightly above the T line on a day chart. On a day chart, right, for the day. But also there's what I observe now. It's still bullish. The bulls are still in charge in terms of looking at your true strength indicator as to speak now. You can see also that trying to also come up here in a day chart, in an hour chart, try to come down here, trying to cough up. It's a good one, but still above the line, the center line. Says that the bull is still in charge here. And money flow is just looking up here. You can see money flow have touched as low as 20, now coming up to 21 again. See within this, you can see it here where it is, but it's looking up again. Now this is what we call the time over sold region. It has gotten there before it start coming up again. Coming up for me, it's a good one for stock for those that are there. Yes, also let's look at what is happening in GSK. That's what's happening in GSK at this moment. Is it, can we take our profit here? Can we run away from here? We want to ask ourselves, can we run away from here so that you can take profit. I want to look at it now and ask the first question to see. Let's see. Let's see what is happening here. Yes, you can see. For me, I would say that yes, once we cross this down, this center line, say that the bull can see the correction is below the T line already. There's profit taking has really battered this stock. You can see you can go short now. Yeah, if you are there, so that you can wait until it cross there. Once it cross the T line, that is time you should go short because sellers are taking control and that they are selling now. Once they cross here, if you are in this position, like I always said when I was telling you last week, take profit, take profit. You can see the importance of taking profit here down. You can see it here coming down. As the general market has given us that sign of triple top, it's a sign of weakness and sign of profit taking on that way, correction and pullback, which we are seeing now gradually in the market. But to speak, once you cross the center line, the bull is still but you can see that it's going to try to pull up again. You can see on this hour chart, you can see there's strength coming back, but money flow tell you that funds has left the stock. That's why it's below the 220 points. Now around 13. Okay, let's see what. For that point also, whenever I touch it, you can see whenever I go out of it, you can see it here, you can see it here. Whenever I go out of it, also rebound. So let's see when it's going to turn away. That's why I say you must wait until you cross the T line for it to jump in. And also until you can see here now, you must also wait until you cross the red one. That's why I say your signs of buy and sell. Once here is a sell signal, which also corresponds with what I told you here now. You can see here that you can see the sign, the sell signal, also is a sell signal actually. But when it comes to across the red up, that is another buy signal. That's why I say you must wait for this candlestick that is created now to cross the T line before you take your position. Let's quickly look at flower May. What is happening in flower May? Yesterday it resisted the decline. This morning it has fallen. It's like it's becoming weak this morning. Let's see what is happening there and see what we can do with that. See what is happening in flower May. This flower May in Nigeria. Let's see here. This 1 hour chart. The profit taking activities yesterday. You can see even when you register, you can see that it resisted the decline yesterday. You can see after touching low here, it went up to close around 41, 40 naira. But this one is down here already. But still forming that same pattern, but as we speak, it's below the T line. That means profit takers or sellers are really in charge. They've slowed down. That means you are also taking your profit when you hit that one on Friday or Thursday. You can see now it's coming down yesterday and today. And also the the true strength indicator is also confirming that it's a sell here already and it's coming down. Money flow is also in that direction for an hour chart. Quick one, let's look at the day chart. Give us on a day chart, you see it tested the T line morning, but still now it's above the T line on the can see here. But the true strength index also saying that it's looking down already, looking down already. Like you can see this two yesterday registered decline, you can see it here. You can see now we have seen a bearish engulfing because consider the two bear market here, bear chart the candle here has covered this one, this strong green candlestick that is what we call now bear engulfing candlestick we are seeing like almost taking care of this one. But I believe that since it's still slightly resting on the T line, once it crosses down, for me, you have to wait until it come up before you take position. And you can see what the true strength index is also telling us. You can see it's also sinking down. But money flow is looking down again, but still above 70 to read the 77. So this for flower man. And don't forget this stock are broken out. It's a stronger resistance level at this price of 35, 30 something, and then it went as high as 40, and profit taking is bound to happen, and that is what we are experiencing. For me, I'm not surprised in that stock, having a pullback at this time. But ahead of the full year result, that means for those that are also traders, once you see it below the T line and it cross back, it's time for you to start taking. If the results beat expectation, that's why the result of Northern Nigeria Flour comment will also give us insight what to expect from the flour related business companies and what investors should do. I think since the result of Northern Nigeria is coming early before that one, I believe that if notified yesterday that it will come on or before May 30th. If it happens, that would be a good one for us to give us an insight. Let's quickly look at GTV before most of our time. Let's look at GTV, GT code, sorry, GT code. It's time for me to also look at the others, MTN, Steplat, and Uber. Let's look at GT code and see what is happening in that stuff. GT code. GT code, you can see GT code is in a very situation. If you look at your true strength indicator, you can see that it's below the center line. You can tell you where GTB is. You can see even try to come here, you can see here's a buy, you can see it here when it cross the T line, you put it here, you can see when it cross the T line, that's just a signal, you can see it here, that's one. I'm just bringing up to see, you can see it to buy when it cross up. But as we speak now, it's still struggling, but once it cross this center line, that will be a good run for the stock. But that means the bulls are in charge. As the bulls are in charge, but see, the bears are dominating. Now you can see where it is now. It is flat below the T line, has not crossed the T line above. And we're seeing high volume here, and that volume is not it's on the red volume, not the buy volume. You can see that it's red. But the good thing is that money flow is flowing into the stock. And you can see that we have sustained that trend. But once able to cross the center line from the true strength indicator, it tells that something is happening. So, but to speak now, it's still below the center line. Tells that the bears are still charge. The bears are having edge. That's why once it cross, the bull will start to take charge. Then the bulls are in control. Like I can see there, it's flat on the what on the T line on a day chart. Let's quickly look at it on our chart to give us a clear picture, a full picture of what is happening. You can see as we speak, it has crossed to the bull side. I mean that bull is having edge on our chart now as we speak, and also it is flat on what on the T line here. So that the bulls on what chart, and also money flow. You can see so compared that phone is entering the stock. Even on 1 hour, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. That is good for the stock. That is good for. But only fear here that you see that the blue line, which is the trying to cross the one. I tell you, these are signal lines. When you cross up, it's a buy here. You can see here. You can see when you cross here line here, you can see that the price action and the signals are giving the same. Cross here, you buy here, go up, you can see it here. The chart and money flow is looking up. For me, it's a good one. Yeah, if time, our time is fast, but let's quickly look at what is happening in UBA, or let me look at what is happening in MTN. Let's look at MTN. So, quick one. Let's look at MTN. To round up MTN, the class with MTN charts. Let's look at MTN. This MTN chart now, you can see that here MTN is still strong because the bull is having edge. But once it crosses the red up, there is another signal to buy. But phone is entering at in MTN now. You can see it here. And this on the 1 hour chart. And still almost slightly below the T line. And money flow is entering. And your true strength index said that the bulls are having edge because it's still above the center line. But let's quickly look at a day chart for MTN for the class today. You can see it's still above the T line here. That's why trying to side trend here, and there's no T line, and money flow is looking at marginally on the day chart, and see the true strength in the indicator show that the bulls are still in charge here because they are having edge here. If you look at the chart, you can see that it's above the center line here, which you can see. For me, it's a good one. But like I said, FTN is one of the defensive stock that you also have in your portfolio as to speak. Also, we have seen factors that are going to support the cash flow of this company. For that, you should also consider it. When you see it below the T line and kind of nice way to jump in. But here, let's do what before a breakout of this resistance level of 267. Once you break it out, then you can now see a new trend has come. But let's wait. I believe that this stock will still go further from where it is. But let's watch and see. I will say a big thank you for your time today. Yes, tomorrow, by God's grace, I'll be having a conference somewhere, and I will join the class. Class will go from there, depending on the environment. But I will still prepare for us to have discuss the market, to know what is happening. But that is the essence of the live class. We want to look at what is happening like in the market. I will see to pay time tomorrow, at the venue for the conference to see we can also discuss our class. As usual, I will encourage you to share our links, especially for participants, and also let them also kind of subscribe to our channels, because we need it. Because other things that we don't discuss here that we saw on different forums can also be posted, and you can have access to. Once you have subscribed, once anything drop on that channel, alerts be given, and quickly look at the information so that you can also stay at the top of your game and stay ahead of the market. I will say big thank you to you all for this afternoon. Yes, enjoy the rest of your trading day. I remain Ambrose. Say bye.